I am fuming. I don't recall the last time I have been this angry. And if you are a Christian in this country, regardless of the church you go to, regardless of the denomination you belong to, if you don't have the same anger, your voice will be silenced in this nation. We are in a free nation, a free world. They say this is a Christian nation. Now, I don't even care about that, right? It can be whatever it wants to be. But what is important is that the Christians in this country should never be made to feel silenced, should never be made to feel threatened, should never be scared to follow their conscience based on scripture. Unless the United Kingdom is ready to make it illegal for you to be a Christian in this country, then you cannot force me to say anything against the Bible. You cannot force me to have an opinion outside of scriptures. You cannot criticize me publicly because you have a media station. That is not what journalists have the freedom of press. Therefore, that it's not there for journalists to decide what agendas they want to push. You cannot go into a church, pretend to be something. You cannot go into a church, pretend to be something, seeking counsel in a place of worship where you know that they believe in the Bible and they have never made a statement to say otherwise, which is not illegal the last time I checked in this country. And then now say on mainstream media, where there is so much news to be reported, where there is so much going on in our nation, that you have gone in and you have exposed a church for what? Preaching the Bible? The same way you don't have to believe in God is the same way Christians have the right to believe in God. The same way, oh my God, I'm fuming. The same way the LGBT group are looking for tolerance. That is the same tolerance that must be afforded to all, including Christians. You cannot force me to believe in something that is not in the Bible. I have a right as a human being to follow my conscience, and it is not a crime to read the Bible and believe in it. It is not a crime. Until that becomes a crime and you tell us that we are in a dictatorship, you have to stop bullying Christians. This is not right for this to be happening in the United Kingdom. It is not right. And I really plead with all Christians of all nations, because the truth about it is that your children's salvation is at risk. Your children's freedom to be Christians is at risk. If this is what is happening now, imagine when your 1-year-old becomes an adult and decides to follow what you have raised them to be. This, I'm telling you, if the church doesn't rise up as one, regardless of what church you go to, regardless of what denomination that you go to, if every religious person doesn't rise up and stand with the church at the moment, this is an attack on all forms of religion in this country. It's an attack. And unless the United Kingdom is willing and ready to say, it is now illegal for you to be a Christian in the UK, this cannot be allowed. I've put together a petition. I pray and hope that you stand by it. They're looking at it. Once it goes live, I beg you to share it. I really hope that we make complaints to ITV to really stand up and defend our rights. We've got to be a point, the church has got to get to a point where it's not passive and we stand for God. The same way you would stand if somebody sat you with no rights, the same way you would stand if somebody was to bully your child. Stand up for God for once. Stand up for God and for the rights to be a Christian in this free world.